I've been doing truffle for 18 years before in New York. And so I accustomed with a good chef of a good restaurant. So if I show something really good to somebody to understand, I thought then that was the way to get in. And then the chef, they all know each other here. So try to go this place. Then another chef called me, and then it multiplied. I didn't have any research persons, but everybody knew that my truffle were good. Guys, I'm fast. So I'm videoing. You keep babbling. Sorry. Oh, I asked you. You see me talking? Okay, leave it. Sorry.
Keep recording. Keep trying.
Sorry.
Recording is nice.
Hey, what's that?
Welcome to our podcast, Experts Dubai. Today, as you can see, we are again outside and we're visiting one of the really most famous Trufflemans in the world, I would say. That's why everybody calls him Truffleman. Everybody knows him as the Truffleman. His name is Massimo. He's the owner of ItalTouch here in Dubai. His career goes back over 30 years. And since we interviewing successful businessmen who made it in the United Arab Emirates, who are here since a long time and who have a lot to talk and to share with businessmen from all over the world who want to start their business also here in the UAE. I'm very happy to talk to you today, Massimo.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome to ItalTouch. Welcome to my world.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome to the show. Thank you.
Massimo, I have so many questions to you.
Sure,
I mean,
shoot.
Of course, we all know it's not so easy to start business in Arabic country or in the Arabic world. But of course, you came here experienced. You know, you and the caviar and truffle business, and you came here experienced. So
yes.
What I want to understand is, you told me that you was in New York before. I would like to understand first, how did you go into this business?
Yes. Okay.
Truffle and caviar, and how did it all started? And then we will slowly will go to.
It's when I was 21, I went to New York. It was always my dream. I joined the Navy when I was 17 and a half. Mm-hmm. So I did 4 years in the Special Forces. And when I got my liquidation, after 4 years, my dream was to go to New York and study marketing. So I went, I got accepted. I was in marketing school. I took a course in NYU, and I didn't know what to do really to make extra money. I had my rent paid, I had some money to do, but to go around, but I wanted to leave New York. So one day I saw a sign looking for a waiter in an Italian restaurant called Da Silvano, which was very, very famous in the Greenwich Village. And over there was amazing. I was making a couple of $200-300 a shift in tips. So reaching $1,000, $2,000 for a weekend. So I was working Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, making almost $2,000, which is really, really a lot of money. And that one allowed me to start to go out at night, living more New York, Manhattan, like a New Yorker do, not like an immigrant. And so I started there, and then when I saw the amount of truffle they were using in this restaurant, I started to bring from Italy some truffle then to this gentleman, then he's called Chef Silvano, then owns Silvano restaurant in New York. And when I gifted him half a kilo of truffle, he told me, please come back, go back to Italy, bring me another kilo, because these are much better than what I get over here. So I started 2-3 times. I was calling in Italy, I pay your tickets, come to New York, bring me some truffle. And I started for one season to bring in extra truffle and making also good money, because then everybody knew about it and they wanted to have this quality of truffle. After I said, I cannot do a business just smuggling in truffle up and down. So I want to make it legal. And I went to work for the biggest company. At that time was Urbani. Urbani Truffle is the biggest company in the world. And they had an office in New York. I got hired with a percentage. They didn't want to hire me, but I said, just give me a cut or give me a percentage or whatever I sell. And so there I learned the back end of the business, how to import, how to store it, how to shape, how to make it last, what are the risks, what are the problem, how to collect money. So all the things then I really didn't know, all the secrets. And then I decided, and I opened my own company. That time was called Chef Ready. I opened my own company, Chef Ready, and I started to sell it, been very, very good. And I sold it about 17 years after. And I sold it before the crash of 2008, thank God. And then we went to Italy because my wife was pregnant, and that's where my daughter is born. So in 2010, we didn't know what to do. I was really sick of being in Italy. For business, I thought then speaking Spanish, Italian, English will be advantage, but I just just didn't like it to do business in Milan. And the taxes, the thing was totally different as how I learned in America. Mm-hmm. My wife had an opportunity to work here. She's a creative director. She was working in Ogilvy and Mather in New York. She had the opportunity to come to Dubai or London. I pushed for Dubai. We came to Dubai. And so the first 6 months, in between visas, where you have the trial period, I was the nanny of my daughter, and she was 1 year and a half. And then I started to, I want to do something. Let me try to contact all the food supplier here. Maybe I can supply the truffle, help them to develop truffle sales, and start a business to make extra money here in Dubai. Everybody refused me. They didn't like the idea. They don't want me in. They said the truffle was dangerous. Because the truffle lose 3 to 4% of their weight every day. So it was very, very hard for them to understand really how's the business, what you're gonna buy it, what do you mean is wild, why you have to pay cash in advance, why it has to be all under the table, because that was kind of the gray area of the truffle business.
But to whom you talked first when you came here?
Over here I went to all the top suppliers. I sent my resume, I don't know if I can say the name, but Fresh Express, Classifying Food, Casineto. I did trial with all of them, but nobody really was interested. They were selling some truffle here, but they were more by nature, they're more a food supplier with a 360-degree scope. So they go and they sell from the meat, they sell from the shrimp, the fish, they have the mayonnaise, they have the oil to fry, they have the oil to do condiments. So they're very good, but in a big scale. I always instead was pushing to be specialized in something, and I believe if you do something very good, and only that one to perfection, it's very hard that other people can beat you. So I started to do just truffle because I had experience. I had 80 years experience of buying and selling truffle. I have the vendors and I have the contact in Italy. I have the network of people that could give me a higher quality of truffle than was available here. And I believe that if you give something better and you teach, and if people here was amazing when I arrived here, all the chefs. Unlike New York and London, where the chef is the owner, the wife is at the counter, or the daughter is the one that welcome you at the door, and so they try maybe to save money and cut corners. Here there was the top chef staying in top resort, where they were not the owner. They really wanted to have the best quality of everything. So like I was finding people that have maybe 100,000 dirham chandelier, but they wanna splurge money on the quality of their food. Instead, over here it was like, no, I want the best. Give me the best. The best is always welcome. At least they try. Then, of course, if you have a competition, then come in. If they try to compete with the same quality, I know that I win. If they go lower because the quality is cheaper and everything, there is also other restaurants. There's middle restaurant market, but the top market, now Michelin is here, now Best 50 is here. Those guys don't compromise with quality. And so they strive to be on the top, to have the best of their neighbor. So I provide that tool. I have a passion for truffle. I am a truffle myself because I eat them. I love them. I like to go out, and so besides just. I never was so interested in going to hunt for truffle, but really intrigued me the dealing of truffle. The fact of buying truffle. When I was going to Italy, you buy truffle from the back of a car with a light and a scale and a stash of 50,000 euro, because nobody wants to pay taxes there. So it's all a gray operation. So it's like, but it's legal. So it's a business and it's legal. And so I started to import top quality truffle. Then have a shelf life much longer, because if you have the truffle in a couple of days here, is this most costly than to just put it together when you have the tomato, the mozzarella ship, and once a week you get it. I get it every couple of days, and I get it from different supplier. So I spend much more in shipping because I just ship the truffle. But the truffle being a high value item, the shipping costs are residual respect the value of the ship. And when I have 5 kilos of truffle, it's about 50,000-70,000 euro. I don't care if I spend $600 to have it here the day after, instead than $50 if I have a ship by boat or something, then reach me in a week. I want the Emirates cargo chilled, then arrive, then they get shipped this morning at 11, and tonight at 6-7 o'clock I have it in my hand.
So how is your experience with these deliveries? So it's like it works very smoothly.
At the beginning it was a nightmare.
How was it in the beginning?
At the beginning it was unorthodox, let's say, respect the standards. But I really started with 4 or 5 kilos of truffle coming in. It was hard for me to become a vendor in the establishment because I was running the operation from my home. I had an extra room. Where I had a fridge. I went to buy a fridge where I kept my truffle. I had my precision scale, my bag with ice pack, and I used to go valet the car and go to see the chef, and he was buying. And that was good for the independent restaurant like Zuma, Le Petit Maison, Roberto's, Beach and Mare. But when I started to go to establishment like Jumeirah Group and everything, just to be a vendor, you need to have 3 stamps. To do a transfer here was a nightmare. I had to do it by hand to pay people. But I was very, very persistent, and with the help of the chef, they really want me in. They helped me to pass all the tests that were needed. So then I opened my own office, and I started to do everything legal, like within a year, and legal in the sense with the correct temperature. But at the beginning I was just valet the car and bring you the truffle, no. And I had my vendor number. They needed a 04 number because you cannot put a mobile number to be in the vendor list. So I just installed a phone, and the nanny used to pick up and say, "Yeah, ItalTouch, you have to call Massimo. This is mobile, or I have somebody calling you back." And that's how we started. And the business I started then, I don't know, it was 50,000-60,000 dirham a month. Then for 2 months there was nothing. Then some sales. People were buying from me only white truffle. Then I started to import the black truffle from France, and then it started to become a 6-month operation. And then I started to choose and pick all the best ingredients that you can find in Italy, pack it and have a better quality. So even if I had competition selling, I don't know, truffle oil for 20-30 dirham less, people could understand the taste. The more knowledgeable they became, the more they were looking for something different. And so I made my own line. Everything is under ItalTouch. ItalTouch is a brand that is made only for UAE. I don't sell anywhere else with that brand, except now Saudi, Kuwait, and everything, because we expanded. So at the beginning it was very, very tough to the daily operation. I could not understand certain time why they want to have 3 times the stamp. People telling me then the check was not my signature. And it was really a struggle, because I was used to deal with Citibank, where you do everything online, and over here I had to go every time to the. Instead, everything changed. Also, I work with bank. I never go to a bank now, which is great, and I have people that does it for me. But was those little things that was really driving you crazy. Here instead, what happened is, UAE, I find out within a year, is really a blessing for business. What the leaders here did for the companies, where you can set up your own free zone, I set up my own company. Now I'm really glad the way it turned out, because what was a struggle at the beginning was only some bureaucratic about the culture that I could not understand. Once I understood that one, it is just like a tropical forest if you are a flower. I think here you meet people that are all here for the same reason, to give a better future to your kids, to grow in prosperity, to not to pay many taxes, if you can, less taxes than you can, and it's really an incubator for business. I meet so many interesting people. I met you today. I meet people that are into making visa passport for, I don't know, other countries. I meet really a lot of interesting people with one goal, try to make a better life and accumulate wealth. I wasn't never been driven by success of the money. My dream was like, well, one day I will go to Burj Al Arab and they will have my truffle. When we went with my wife and I was invited there, I was like, that's a big achievement. When you go to Zuma and everybody recognize you when you walk in from the hostess. These are the aspect of the business that really makes you wake up in the morning early and keep going. Even if you reach a certain level, practically we started from zero, and last year we sold 28 million dirham worth of products. And this is just persistency, and because you try to do really the food service is also giving a good service. So you call me, you need an emergency call, in 40 minutes you have my product. I guarantee that the stock is always here because I produce the stock. So I don't have an excuse, oh, the company didn't ship, oh, they sent the wrong size, or whatever excuse they give you here. I make it, so I'm responsible for everything. It's way more work, but it pays off at the end. I have no excuse. I always have to be sharp on it. And plus, the chefs are amazing. Chef people, the chefs themselves are the easiest people to deal with because when they try something, they stick a finger, and either it's crap or good. There is no middle way. You cannot convince. You can convince only a bad chef to have something crappy in their menu. The people that want to be at that level, they're competing. They're competing with themselves. They're competing with themselves every morning to create something better, and they want ingredients. It's like my product is like to give. You have the basic 7 color or the rainbow, and they can make a new one. Imagine when you come out with gold or silver or other paint, then you can do something else. Every time I go to a chef, it's like you open the artist, you put the artist hat, and then you come up and you start to, try this. You give me the sauce. You told me to do this one. I don't like that, but I made something else into a raviolo, and you just had coffee, and they make you try. And so you're part of that, and then you become friend because all the guys. Then I started, and I always thank, for example, Chef Riff for Zuma. Then because when I went there to see him, I never met him. He was in Zuma. I wanted to show him some truffle. Chefs are always busy or they're not there. Okay, so he didn't have time to see me. I took my Mont Blanc out. I sliced a couple of pieces of a truffle. I stick it to my business. I sent the host, please give it to the chef. He came out, what is this? Winter truffle. It's August. Because this come from Australia, Australia being the lower hemisphere. Now it's winter. And they make truffle also there. Oh, great. So then he hooked me up with the people of LPM because they're a sister company. I look up, there is Roberto. And that's how I started the company. I remember I bought 4 kilos of truffle. A distributor refused to buy from me. Then he placed the order, so I had these kilos of truffle. My wife looking at me, telling me, look, you just threw 20,000 dirham worth of products. And nothing. I went Zuma, LPM, Roberto's. I sold them all in an hour. I rushed to Ras Al Khaimah the day after, and I opened ItalTouch. And it was April 23, so 12 years now.
Wow.
11 years, sorry. It was a great ride from then.
Incredible. So is there anything where you would say, if now, with all your knowledge that you have, you would have done it differently?
No. I think I also was very careful. I wasn't really gambling or trying to do things. I have many people trying to send me other product than I could sell to the same chef. So I could talk to a chef also about my truffle, the caviar, I don't know, Wagyu beef and some other consumer product. And that's what gets you to deal with the chef, because the vegetable they have to buy every day, the meat they have to buy is part of the menu. So it could be easy. Instead, I prefer to stay concentrating on caviar and truffle than I always did. And my motto is truffle, caviar, and everything nice. But it's practically few other products than are niche products that you cannot find very often, or other people don't risk to take, because it is a risk. Unlike light bulbs or belts or something else, food is perishable, and so if you don't sell it, you lose. But I do it sometimes to bring other products. If a chef asks me, more as a favor, like a service. Oh, you're from Sicily, you want this kind of oil, then you remember when you were cooking in the restaurant and you cannot do the dish without it. I'll bring you in a pallet, and I don't make much profit on it, but it's just more as a favor. what I will do different is no, like I'm being very lucky. I also have to thank the team that I have. I think we are like a bunch of renegades put together, and I feel like the mighty duck, where we go and when we started, that one Indian guy, Kandan, is still here with me. He's 10 years now. Two of the girls, and they did my finance and my recuperating the money. Well, without those three girls, those two girls and this guy, I couldn't go around sourcing more product. So I've been very lucky. I've been trusting them. They trust me back, and they're still with me. And the feeling of having three people that I never deal with Truffle, they never even done what they're doing, and to set up to make a team now of 25, then we work very well together. I get pissed off, I shout, and they know whatever. Then it's part of it, and it's never boring when you come to the office. You always something different. I will not change anything. I really living like a film, like a movie.
But how did you find your employees? How was this? How did it happen?
Word of mouth, and honestly, I've been using Dubizzle. And then in Dubizzle it's crazy because you put an ad for a secretary, then the guy want to be a truck driver, the other one, like they don't even look what they apply for. So I really go with my guts. I have one girl here that I hire. She's my finance manager. She's still now, and the niece was also there accompanying her. I hired also the niece. Okay. At the beginning, I was also desperate. I was also I couldn't pay much. No, but I told him, look, if we do it and we go well, I give you dividends. We do bonuses. So in Europe and in America, I used to the 13 pay or the 14 pay. So that's what I do here. When they go for Ramadan, they have extra money. When they have, and then, for example, for the drivers, I had one. I have here. We are like the UN here. I have Cameroon girl. I have Sri Lanka. I have Nepal. I have Indians. I have Pakistani. So it's really, really multicultural, and it's just great to work with them. Really, really, really they give me a lot of satisfaction. And also lately I did them. I partnered with a multinational called Transmed, which now they own a bigger percentage of the shares. But they give me the possibility to be in 6-7 other markets automatically. So it's a great partnership. We already started with Saudi. So my products are now in Saudi, available in Saudi, in Jeddah, Daman, and Riyadh instantly. And we almost double our business. And Saudi is also a big part of the future. The next target is India. I am in the talk, and next year we're going to do a partnership with an Indian company to be in 12 different cities at the same time, because I think India will explode in the next 10 years. Already now I have maybe 20% of the products are sold to India, and they come and they send their driver, their nanny with the plane, and my guy meet them outside the airport, and they bring back the stuff to India. It's you have even billionaires that carry 17 bottles of carpaccio because they cannot find it there. It's crazy, but it's absolutely true. Okay. They buy truffle. For example, truffle in India, it's being vegetarian is accepted by everybody. And they don't have middle weight, and they buy, I buy 100 grams of truffle. No, 1 kg. They give a gift, 1 kg truffle. So that's my goal for the next 2-3 years to be there.
Okay, so you are going to expand, which means that you believe in the market, obviously.
Yes.
How did you see the growth of the UAE in the last 10 years in your market?
Yeah.
And what do you think where it will go in the next years?
Look, UAE, when I started in 2012, there were a lot of restaurants, but the quality was almost the same, except those 6-7 restaurants that were standing out. I think that angle of a top restaurant increased a lot. Also because people are more, well, first of all, Emirati and UAE people are very knowledgeable food. They travel, they went to London to eat, they went to New York to eat, they went to Italy. I mean, they know parts of Italy that I don't even know, and they've been. So they understand about quality, and they want quality. So if you just open up a restaurant, you make it all nice, but you serve fluffy. I don't know, crappy stuff. Just because you decorate it or you make it nice, it won't last in Dubai. They know about the quality, and they have a very good standard. There are staple restaurants here, then continuously are packed. So a lot of other restaurants, they get overflown clients for this client. When there is less people here, those restaurants, Ramadan could be, and you have certain restaurants, DFC, and they're still packed. When the others are struggling. But there is an influx of tourists. I tell you, the rulers did a great job as putting Dubai on the map. From Expo, from after COVID to Expo, to all the present Emirates Airlines bringing in. Everybody in the world knows about Dubai. They want to come and see it at least once. They want to see what it is. And when you come here and you have security, you don't have bums in the street, it's really a plus. To me, I don't have to lock my door of my house. I never worry about what I have in the car. When you go travel back to Italy, people tell me you're crazy if you leave the phone. Watch out, keep the bag wrapped up to your neck. It become you realize that after. I mean, I feel like when I'm in Europe, amazing, you go on vacation. But I feel like when you can't find the remote control of your TV, you go nuts. Because you don't know how to change the channel for something so silly as a remote control, give you power. And so over here, they're opening different area. Beside the Palm, the Dubai Hills, Marina keep expanding, and the quality keep getting up. So you have a nice restaurant now, not only in the FC or in the Burj Al Arab. There is all different area, and they're popping up everywhere, and the quality is very high. And so the sales started from, I tell you, less than 200,000 the first year to 27 million. It's always been constantly going higher, 20, 30%. I was really, a crucial point was COVID. When COVID hit, I was February 27, I was in Singapore for a food show, and they called me from the hotel. Look, take the last flight because they're gonna close Singapore, and then you're gonna be stuck here if you don't leave. So I come to Dubai, and after 6-7 days, also Dubai, March 10, I believe we went in lockdown. I was desperate here because you call. I mean, all the receiver wasn't coming in. I mean, nobody was even there. I could call Jumeirah, please, can you pay me? You owe me 1.2 million. There wasn't even there to get the money or to make the bill, or because we were in full lockdown. So there I was like a moment of truth. I start to sell on Facebook and I think through chat food the products that I have that is perishable to regular people, to the consumer for the first time. And I thought maybe you sell the small kind of caviar, maybe that one can save the big one, I'm gonna have to eat it. We sold out of all the big one. People were still home and they were still buying, they were helping you because you were a local business. And that's really amazing. I was sold out of everything. I have to reorder 3 times during COVID. And once they did, I got vaccinated, I remember January 2nd, the first time, and the 7th, between the first one. And what they did with COVID here is amazing. There was people here, business was booming. The moment they lifted the thing, all the restaurants were packed. People coming from England, people coming from America because they couldn't take anymore to be in quarantine. It was just amazing. We had a boom. Not only I finished the year 2020 with about 30% more sales than the 19, which was a good year. The 21, I doubled 2020. Really double. It was like a spring. It was like a spring, and this thanks to UAE and the way they rule the country.
Yeah, I think the same, and that's also the experience of many of our clients, that the environment is extremely business friendly.
Yes.
Not only that we don't pay taxes or almost no taxes, it's also that they give us like all the freedom to be creative in our businesses, you know.
Yes.
And I think that's a huge plus, and that's also probably one of the things why you got successful here, because
Absolutely.
you got such a friendly environment, and they also support, you know, with not taking your money, basically.
Yeah, I know. And also,
You know what I mean?
but the cost of starting the business also now it changed with respect 10 years ago. Because 10 years ago, like they're getting better. Like you can get a visa But besides, you can get a golden visa. You buy a property. So, man, if I am in Kazakhstan with minus 40 degrees and I have some money in the bank, of course I'm gonna buy something here and stay here at least 6 months.
Exactly.
In the nice weather.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a no-brainer. And same if you're from Germany or from Italy, you don't have to be from some undeveloped country because you want to come where they have there's electricity. I mean, I'm talking about first world country. You prefer to be here.
Absolutely.
It's beating that.
Yeah. So Massimo, we talked also a little bit about Saudi Arabia, and you said, okay, you made the step into Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lots of stereotypes about Saudi. I mean, I don't have them because I'm working with Saudi also since many years. But especially Europeans or businesses who want to come here, they have like these stereotypes in mind, about Saudi, like they don't respect human rights, they don't respect women and all these things. How do you experience Saudi Arabia?
Again,
personally?
I am lucky. I mean, if I was selling tubes or I don't know lamps, probably I will have to go to see warehouses in the middle of the desert with, and do meeting. And if everything goes well and make a sale, maybe I take you to Koya in Riyadh, okay? And then you go, I'm lucky. I wake up every morning, I talk to top chefs. Then in 10 years, they became really good friends. We go for barbecue, we eat with our family, the kids know each other. Because you develop a natural friendship. In Saudi, most of the people that are opening a restaurant there are chefs from here. I mean, they're being used as consulting, they're being used as chef. Many outlets from here are already open, if not opening in a year or two in Saudi. Again, take Koya, Zuma did a pop-up, Scalini in Jeddah, there is Cicchetti, there is many restaurants, copy and paste going there. And the good thing is for ItalTouch, then the chef that is used to make a cream, make a sauce using my product, they don't want to change it. They want to make as good as in Dubai. So that's why they request my product. So that is the link for me with Saudi. I found at the beginning a problem with custom because truffle, why does it smell? It went bad. People blocking me product because it smells like garlic. And it says that it's truffle. They thought that maybe it was chocolate, but then when you open the thing, it smells like gassy. What is this? So at the beginning, but it's all a process, and they're learning. When instead about the Saudi, I found the Saudi a bit more friendly, actually, than Emirati here. I know many Emirati; they're very cool, but I think they are like.
It's different culturally.
I think maybe they're like, when I talk to them, like people want to befriend me just because I'm Emirati. They don't know why you want to befriend. It's kind of like to have the rich guy, then as all people want to be friends with him. You don't really know why. Maybe if you like him for real or like him because of status or because he's Emirati or something. So they have this kind of suspicion all the time. No? But Saudi, I've been to the royal family, or people they invite you to their house. They have the rules, the majilis, watch out, what you're saying. I remember when they put the music, because I've been selling to Saudi already for more than 8 years. I went to bring Truffle when the Ritz-Carlton was a jail. I went to bring Truffle and caviar.
Really?
At the guest of the jail when that was my first trip to bring 3 kilos of truffle there. And I had to go to the gate and they pay me cash.
Wow.
And that was my first trip. Then I started to go when at the restaurant. Cipriani opened, then Billionaire opened. There was my prime minister of Italy was there. They wanted my travel, so I went to bring it. And sometimes you have to go and just put it in the bag and just hope that they don't stop you, because you never know. But it's the same thing for Doha or the same thing for Kuwait. It's the first. It's something that probably happened in Dubai 20 years ago, because custom doesn't know or they're not used to the specter of what it is. So. Sometimes it goes through, sometimes it doesn't. You don't know for what reason. They leave it outside for 10 days, and then that's it. You have to throw. You have to throw it. But for me, I had a very good experience. I remember when I went to Saudi and they did the first concert. It was like looking at the people. Take Europe when the Beatles used to go around. Like that kind of passion to listen to, I think Backstreet Boy or something. They were singing for the first time. They had surround sound. They all know there is a satellite. They all have music. They all have YouTube. But one thing is to be part of a concert. There was no booze, but you start to have the elevator music in all the restaurant and the cafe, and now there are clubs. Now they can really play. Of course, they still pop, instead of Dom Perignon, they pop San Pellegrino Magnum at 300 dirham. I saw that. A Magnum of 3 liter of San Pellegrino at 300 dirham. It was just amazing. But will change. Everything will change there too. I see from Expo, they are really pushing the tourism also. And all the new development they're doing, we'll try to compete with Dubai for that kind of tourism. No?
Yeah, I think the same. They have this giga projects, the line, for example, Oxagon, Red Sea development project. And my experience in Saudi is very similar. It's like the first time when I came to Saudi, I was standing on the street waiting for my taxi, and 3 cars stopped me and said, Come in. I was like, what the hell? They want to kidnap me? But no, they just wanted to bring me wherever I want.
I find them very friendly.
Like yes, extremely friendly. Also, the Saudis, I never saw Arabs laughing more. They're always smiling. They're always laughing. They're always friendly.
Yeah.
So the stereotypes are completely nonsense to what is reality. But it's always like this, It's like
but also me happen also. Then you have you are in the hotel, and then you hear beeping for like 20 minutes. 2 o'clock in the morning. What the hell is going on? What is going on? And then there's a guy with the Land Rover sitting in the middle of the street, beeping to the guy to bring him some karak, waking up the whole neighborhood. Exactly. That's also part of the culture. But is everything changed? I think in the Middle East, it's actually the position for business between Africa, Asia, Europe. It's a great spot. I told you before, if I cash out now, I wouldn't know where to go. I mean, I could go live London, England, Tokyo, wherever. I will not know where to go better than where I am now.
I think it's.
And I have a daughter that is now 13.
Yeah.
So
I think it's almost impossible to. I tried it. After 5 years, I said, okay, I will leave Dubai. I will move to Vienna, to the best part of Vienna. Beautiful in the wineries, everything amazing. And I made it 1 summer. But as soon as the temperatures dropped, and I saw how the
for the temperature.
Yeah, but you can also see how the peoples are dropping. They become from nice and good to depressive. As colder it gets, as more foggy it gets.
You're in Vienna. I'm from northeast of Italy. I'm from near Venice. Let's say 30 minutes outside Venice, which is 4 hours, 5 hours driving, no?
Yeah.
And in East Italy, we're happy we have more wine and things maybe than Vienna. But trust me, like to have every day somebody asks you, give me a cigarette, I want €2 or something like if it's just, or watch out for everything, take off your watch, don't leave this there. People breaking in and steal your supermarket. Beside the safety, I go to Italy, I love it, my country. I go to Italy, I have fun, 2-3 days a week, my vacation. I come back and this is my home now.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is really my home.
Why do you think is it so safe here compared to countries like, for example, our countries, Austria, Italy? Why do you think it's so safe? What do you think is the difference?
Because the people that run the place are different. I think because I don't understand why in my country, if somebody try to rob me now, even if I catch him, in an hour is out. I mean, the problem is they don't like, you don't get a punishment. If you can go somewhere, you can rob somebody, and then even if they catch you, you're out because the jars are too full, or because poor guy, you don't have to eat by yourself. I mean, there is an issue in Italy where somebody occupies somebody else's house, and because they don't have a house, and the law says you're supposed to have a roof, and you're supposed to have a job. Okay, so you can take somebody else's house, and because you have 3 houses, you have to leave it to him, and maybe 10 years after they give it back to you by all the proceeding. In Italy, for example, is very bad. Italy is great for many things. I mean, I'm not trying to put crap on my country. It's about, for example, if you owe me money, you can sue me. Okay, I owe you money. Let's say do the transaction, I don't pay you for whatever reason. By the time you recuperate the money, if I'm still alive, maybe I pay you in 10 years. And people laugh at you.
Exactly.
Like at least here, you bounce a check man, if they deport you, stay away from me. At least I don't have to see you in my face every day smiling with my money in your pocket.
Exactly.
You know,
It's
at least I hope, you know.
Sure.
But they made it also friendly for that. It's not as bad as it used to be before. Before I was really scared to write a check. When I arrived here, I remember I have the checkbook in one account and I had some money. All that bill, all by check. That's why I had the problem of the signature. Because I was so scared to make a check and then wasn't bouncing because maybe in New York, you write a check and bounce, you pay $10, I pay 20. And I tell you, redeposit is not a problem.
Yeah.
You know, you can write Donald Duck, they still cash it. You know, and you can make a company. The one thing when I opened the company here, I was like, really, one thing that was bothering me then, for example, if I bring in a shipment of $2,000 worth of truffle, the fee that I paid for the clearing custom is the same as if you were importing a ship full of Nutella with 50 containers of it. So the entry fee is the same. So it does help bigger companies. So the bigger you become, in proportion you pay less because you pay the same money for your employee and your $100 million company or me that I'm at $100,000 company. So the employee, the visa, the thing are the same. But so then all you have to do is race to become bigger as possible, bigger, quicker as possible. So all those things amortize better.
Okay.
Not all those expenses.
Okay, very interesting.
Okay, Massimo, thank you so much for this amazing insight.
Yes.
It's really interesting. So what I would like to ask you now, could you just
Guide us.
Yes. I want to show you my Hall of Fame, my truffle, my caviar. Please, come.
let's go.
Chef Francesco Guaracino. This is one Italian guy from Naples, amazing. He's the one who started buying truffle from me, and he bought the record-breaking 1 kilo truffle, 1.6 gram, 1,006 gram, which is the biggest truffle ever to enter UAE. These are black summer truffle. These are ready for this week. Right now is the summer truffle. It's actually the beginning of the season, so they're not fully mature. They are the beginning because this one, the maturity is in June to September, and then September we will start with the white truffle and the black winter truffle later on in November, December, all the way. So we have a cycle of truffle all year long. So I have 3 shipping a week, and the trick is to buy and sell it continuously. And so people start to know then the quality was different than what I used to get, and they got hooked. And then I used to go, oh, ItalTouch, if I touch you, you become Italian. Everybody go, ah. And that was the name, and it's been a success.
So
I have to show you also the caviar.
come. I have to see, where is it? My addiction.
Here we have some of the caviar that we import. Check it out. We have Iranian, beluga from Iran, amazing. Italian, we have the best from China, the hybrid. Then all the way, and then I show you. Come look. This is Italian beluga. Check this. This is to die for.
So how do you deliver all these things?
We have a system, so it's always fresh. I don't touch anything, I don't repack, I just deliver the way I get it. And usually within an hour from when they place an order, if it's during the day, we deliver, we have it to you. If it's an emergency, let me know, otherwise I receive the LPO and the day after get delivered to you.
So for everybody who likes caviar, if you want to be healthy, you have to eat 1 box a day.
A box a day?
Minimum.
Well, maybe